We are best friends.
We just kind of love life. We love to travel, love spending time with all of our grandkids.
Really just took good care of themselves, very healthy, good people that didn't have the normal risk factors.
It's unusual to have two relatively young people and healthy people have such severe illnesses and complications.
A lot of conditions are silent. You may not feel anything. Your first symptom may be a stroke or a heart attack.
I just knew that I had shortness of breath and felt fatigue. And at my age, when you walk in a hospital and tell them you have shortness of breath and you feel fatigue, you have immediate entry. They put a Holter monitor on me to have it monitor me for 24 hours to see what my heart was doing. Took it all off and said, have a nice day, and we got in the car and left for Tennessee to see our kids and 4 of our 8 grandbabies. The next day, saw that I missed a phone call from Dr. Grayson.
Brent, Dr. Grayson, you're doing some funky things with your heart rhythm. You've run 3 beats together that are ventricular in origin. That's called ventricular tachycardia. That's a bad thing. It can make you tired, it can make you dizzy, make you pass out, it can make you die. And we don't want any of those. We need to get you in to see the cardiologist again as soon as you're able.
His heart could not keep up with what he needed for normal activity, and that was the issue. And he looked fine, pillar of health. It was very subtle.
And so we called him back and said, you know, Vanderbilt works good for us. How's that work for you? And poor Dr. Grayson was not laughing.
That just kind of fell flat on me. I had everything set up here. All I needed was for him to be here.
He immediately said, have Debi drive you home now and meet me at St. Anthony.
Ventricular arrhythmias are lethal arrhythmia. Very serious. This is what kills you.
As the dominoes fall, this is one step before the final domino. And that's what I needed to tell him and get his attention.
I was worried. I was really worried. My dad died when I was 13 of a massive heart attack at the age of 51. So when we got that call from the doctor, it immediately took me back to that 13-year-old girl who lost their dad unexpectedly. So I was really scared, but I didn't want Brent to know, how scared I was.
Yeah, Debi had come in with an obstructing stone.
I'd had kidney stones. Debi had kidney stones. We just thought that's what this was.
It'll pass, it'll be over, but I wasn't getting any better.
The kidney stone had blocked the left kidney from draining. The kidney was dilated, and that put her in a situation where she became septic. She came in and she was in shock, was resuscitated partially in the emergency room and then in ICU. And we put her on several antibiotics, at least 3, maybe 4.
The next couple of weeks were just kind of a blur.
The most pointed part of this to me was when Dr. Kirk came to me and said, this is mutating to everything I've tried. I have one card left to play. If it mutates to this, I've done my best. We had that conversation.
Unfortunately, even with the best of treatment, about half the cases who get it die. It's just a terrible complication.
Once I got out of ICU, I had to be put in a step-down room for them to monitor me because I still had a raging infection around my kidney that they were still dealing with. They talked to us and said, we've got to go in and get this. And if this bursts while we're there, we don't know what will happen. So I had a long talk with God, sent Brent home, and told God that if you choose to leave me here, I'll know that you left me here for a reason.
She scared us there for a while. It was really touch and go. She turned around, but it took a while, and she was about as close to death as you can get, but came through it like a trooper.
As it turned out, I had a virus that attacked my heart. And so the bottom of my heart was beating 20% of what it was supposed to. But yet the top of my heart would race to 300 and 400 beats a minute.
When the heart muscle is weak, we like to have a device, and we have a temporary device, the life vest.
And the life vest is used to protect the patient while we're making a final decision of whether or not they require a permanent implantable defibrillator.
And I had to wear this life vest 24 hours a day except to shower, so I learned to take very long, leisurely showers. And it's a little frightening. I mean, when it goes off, it says, "Bystanders, stand back."
It's embarrassing.
Press response buttons to delay treatment. Bystanders, do not interfere.
If you aren't able to push the two buttons, it's because you've had a heart attack and you're on the ground, and it will shoot out a blue dye and then hit you with 500 joules and bring you back to life. So I spent 90 days wearing this 24 hours a day, and so I joyfully ripped off this vest and FedExed it away. They brought me in for a consult and said, we can come in and do a procedure where we essentially abate or cauterize those veins on the right side of the heart. And so one of two things will happen. You're either going to wake up well, or you're going to wake up with an implanted defibrillator. And I just said, I have all the faith in you that I'm going to wake up well and I'm going to sleep in my own bed. And it was just incredible technology to be able to go in just a few hours and literally changed my life. I had no fatigue. The shortness of breath was gone. I was well.
God left me here for a reason. He had to leave him here to just take care of me.
He was very lucky. It could have gone a different way, and it could have been a fatal outcome at a relatively young age and a tragedy. And both did extraordinarily well here. We were quite lucky.
It's by the grace of God that I'm here, and the staff that I had at St. Anthony, because they saved me.
She had a dream team surrounding her. I mean, from Dr. Archer, Dr. Grayson, Gigi Toma, and just
Dr. Kirk, the infectious disease doctor. Those people care so much. Those nurses care. And that it's very evident.
And we could feel that love from the staff, from everyone we came in contact with at St. Anthony. You can feel it. Bottom line is, it matters where you go. It matters which hospital you choose. And we know for a fact, had we been at any other hospital system, we would not have made it. Life is precious. As things happen, we think, we could have missed that. Things hadn't gone the way they had, we wouldn't have been here for this. And so we don't take that for granted at all.
And life's good. Couldn't be any better.